Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly woo. So this week, our animal totem was hawk spirit. This is such a beautiful omen of connection and communication with the unseen realm, with infinite spirit. This doesn't surprise me because we do have some beautiful Neptunian energy coming in May. And we also have this beautiful connection between Mars and Neptune, because Mars is now in the sign of Cancer. Of course, Neptune is in the sign of Pisces right now and will be for a couple more years. Hawk's message to us always is to pay attention to the signs, not just the signs that nature is presenting, because it will, especially this week, but also the signs that we see like on billboards, on license plates, the lyrics of a song, what we hear someone say on a podcast, what we're reading in a book, what our friends may say on a phone call. It's really this invitation to see and take in everything that happens as communication between you and your creator, between spirit and human form. It's also an invitation to pay attention to the hunches that you've already received, that sometimes, there's things that we pick up on that it may be inconvenient, right? But this week it's saying those inconvenient truths are still truths that you need to take into account as you move forward. Now, we're just moving out of a very powerful full moon in Scorpio that we had over beginning of last week, so Monday, Tuesday, going into Wednesday, and Pluto just turned retrograde. So, of course, we get the butterfly maiden as our goddess sort of avatar for this week. The power of transformation, of endings, for this 2 weeks after this full moon, that those full moon themes, the sort of imprint of what that full moon's energy brought to us is going to be potent for at least 2 weeks, at least. And we are moving into an eclipse season, which will run through June. And this is really, the eclipse seasons are always about these node points, these points of quote unquote destiny in our lives, where we are going to make massive changes or be forced to change. And of course, that's butterfly maiden. Now, I always say, especially with Uranus as intense and influential as it is, not only this week, but this entire year, I say get ahead of the change. If there's changes you already know you need to make them, so circumstances don't form that force you into it, whether that's, letting go of certain relationships, habits, belief systems, whatever it is. Now, the idea of endings I want to speak to, oftentimes when we hear like death or endings, we think, oh, it's going to be horrible, endings being painful and difficult. But what if something is ending in your life that you want to end, right? What if someone is leaving your life and you really want them to be leaving your life? Something that's ending, that's good that it's ending, and then you feel good about it ending. That, I feel like, is also what this full moon has been offering us and will offer us, but also what this week is going to offer us. So not every ending is like a sad thing that we mourn or need to have a funeral over. Sometimes the endings are like, and it's time to celebrate the fact that it's ended, So look out for that this week. Now, our crystal this week is blue calcite. So right off the bat, even when we just look at this color, right? First of all, blue rules the throat chakra. And the first sentence is, are you ready to be liberated? Do you realize the value of your success in your work and achievements? Allow room in your life for the development of inner peace. Now, when I look at this color, I feel that sense of inner peace. But the fact that this is also related to the throat chakra, it says to me like there's a sense of peace about communication and how we're communicating, what we're acting on with our voice and word. Now, liberated. Are you ready to be liberated? Well, look at this card, this butterfly maiden, and in fact, it's the same color blue. So you're ready, you're ready, you're ready. Now, when we're in the phase from full moon to new moon, it's generally not a time to start things. It's generally a time to release and let go and end things, especially as we lead up to the new moon and we get into that dark moon phase right before the new moon goes exact. So the liberation that we're looking at comes from letting go, comes from these endings that, like I said, don't have to be sad endings. This could be like, yes, it's over, right? So look out for that this week. The signs are going to point to, okay, liberation is coming. The endings are coming and you can trust it. Also, this is a great week to actually ask for signs. Ask for nature to speak to you. Ask for spirit to speak to you. And in your dreams as well, we have a lot of Neptune activity and it's making this, trine to Mars and Cancer. I just feel like we all have this opportunity to really connect to our intuition and through the dream realm as well. Cancer, the sign of Cancer generally is about nurturing. It's like a maternal type of energy, but it's also representative of the inner child energy. It's like both of those polarities. So that this element where like, what part of yourself is going to be speaking to you? And it may be a week to really get in touch with that inner child and allow the inner child to speak to you, because that's like really the most intuitive part of you. It's like that youngest part, but then also that inner sage, inner, wise woman or wise man within you. It's really like the Cancer Capricorn axis at work, at play within our psyches. So signs, and on the back of this card, it refers to Tara. Tara being the female bodhisattva in Buddhism. And the mantras are, I speak with loving kindness. I am liberated and confident. Now, right off the bat, this is interesting to me because I'm saying right off the bat a lot. Interesting. Wonder if there's any like bats going on this week, like both baseball bat I'm seeing, but also like bats at night, and that giving you some sort of sign. I don't know, go with it. I speak with loving kindness. I am liberated and confident. So sometimes we think because we have to take action to maybe end something, that we can't do it with kindness, that it has to be like harsh or aggressive. But with Mars and Cancer, it actually really supports us and ending things with compassion and kindness. Love vibrates through the sounds that come through me. So what we have at the end of May, Mercury goes retrograde in Gemini through basically the first 3 weeks of June. But it will be going into Gemini this week, I believe at the end of this week. So we're gonna have some time with Mercury and Gemini, which Gemini is ruled by Mercury, to get so comfortable with how we communicate. And I feel like before that phase even starts, to be really important this week to just make an intention that we are going to be working on literally allowing love to vibrate through the sounds that come through us, even when we are having to say discipline our children or end situations or stand up for ourselves or create stronger boundaries. The next mantra is, I effortlessly align with inner peace. So I think another good question this week, as we have, this transformation and signs are coming, maybe to ask for signs of how you can incorporate more peace and serenity into your life, especially as we're going into eclipse season. We know there's going to be change, possible upheaval. We're going to have to be mercurial in the aspect of like being able to adapt to whatever is being thrown at us, whatever the choices we make, the consequences of those choices, and really making the intention that no matter what shifts and changes, you are going to have a way to come back into alignment with inner peace, right? That idea of you are in control of everything actually that you experience as far as feelings are concerned, because you can actually choose how you're going to feel, how you're going to react. That's that emotional mastery. And I know, when I first heard any sort of philosophy surrounding this kind of concept, I was like, no way, my emotions are in control of me. I can't control my emotions. They come there. But the truth is, this is the work to be able to experience an emotion, acknowledge it, integrate it, and then choose how to react in a situation. Then choose to go back to alignment with inner peace, alignment with serenity. We're really going to have some opportunities to exercise this kind of alignment, realignment. As we go through this eclipse season, we will have opportunities to practice this. I allow love, calm, and tolerance to integrate into my consciousness. I'm going to say that again. I allow love, calm, and tolerance to integrate into my consciousness. Tolerance. What does that mean to you? And a question as far as like transformation is concerned, where are you tolerating where you don't have to? And where are you not tolerating where it's required of you? That is going to be an excellent question. And again, like I said, because we have Mars in Cancer, that idea of like Mars ruling conflict, will, ambition, competition, sex, the way we take action within the material world, we have this opportunity to fuel all of that with this intention of tolerance and calm. I think of when it like fighting in calmness, like really like you think of swordsmen in Japan, the sort of the Zen philosophy that is the bedrock of like the samurai, and this idea of even in conflict, even in fight mode, the baseline is this calm Zen composure. So maybe it's a week to watch some samurai films, this, and reacquaint ourselves with the truth that standing up, being ambitious, like we don't have to do it with an attitude or like I said earlier, with aggression. That difference between assertiveness and aggressiveness. I'm going to do the thing that I've been doing the last 3 weeks, which is to ask you guys to just center yourselves and think about, is there something you need a sign about today, right? Because I just keep going back to this hawk, which is why I just put everything down and started doing this phase of the reading. The signs, you're going to be shown the way. And the more you're paying attention, the more signs you're going to receive. And so I'd like to be a part of that for you now. So what do you need to hear? Communicate clearly. I mean, this is why I love doing this. It's the affirmation and the like constant assurance when things are reiterated like this that I just really, that's why I do this. Communicate clearly. And even in this card, we have the same blue energy. And I feel like even with Hawk, like, I mean, look at the card, it does have that same, I mean, it's a little bit more green, which would be that combination of throat chakra and heart chakra together. And that is what, you know, this blue calcite is saying, like bringing compassion and tolerance into the truths that you're going to have to speak, into the action that you're going to have to take. So communicate clearly this week with tolerance, calmness, compassion. I speak with loving kindness. I mean, that's this, right? Communicate clearly and with loving kindness. And that's a choice. And I want to encourage you guys to make that this week, because it's going to shift a lot of circumstances when you do. And it's going to give you more options. It's going to open up the path. Communicate clearly. I hope you guys got exactly what you needed out of this reading. If you want more, please join us on patreon.com/thegoodwoo, where I do an extended for patrons. And we're also doing some mini readings, really trying to get that community flourishing, thriving. So head on over there if you want to be a part of that. And of course, if you have any questions, you can email me at info@thegoodwoo.org. Have an awesome week, you guys.